What's going on, my people? This your boy, Mr. OBF, back one time for your mind. Welcome to the OBF the Network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button, so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, uh, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate it. Alexa, turn dining room lights to 5%.
Okay.
There we go. Fucking light is fucking blinding my eyes, nigga. But anyway, all right, people. So your girl Amber Rose is out here losing her goddamn mind, and I didn't hear what she said, but I seen like a little clip of it, and I was like, "What the fuck is she talking about?" And so Joe Budden and his people they talk about it. Lamont Hill, all them, and they talk about it. And let's listen to a little bit of what the fuck she was talking about, cause Amber Rose then took that coon train. She don't identify as black anymore, and she sucked a lot of black dick to come up, to get to the position of now saying that she don't identify as black anymore. So it is what it is. But let's listen to what the fuck she said.
Amber Rose. Oh, what she did? Fine as shit. Not anymore? Not to me. Can your behavior change your looks? Yes. Yeah. See, got it. Look the wrong thing.
And let me say this. That's a great question. Can your behavior change how attractive people look at you? Listen, Amber Rose is still very, very beautiful, right? Outside, right? Like, she's still a very good looking woman, right? So we not saying that. I think you don't find people like that attractive when they say horrible shit out their mouth, or you find out that they on some anti-black shit, you know what I mean? Or they racist, or they bigoted to others. Like, you get what I mean? So you don't find them as attractive anymore. Would a motherfucker still hit Amber? Yeah. You know what I mean? I mean, she's still beautiful. You know what I mean? So it's not like dudes ain't. I don't think that it's not that she's not attractive. I think that you don't find you. It's like you ever seen a very, very good looking woman, but her face expression, she looks evil looking. She's mad, like she looked mad, and you kind of like, it's like a turn off. You kind of like, I ain't even gonna try to even try to holler at her. You get what I mean? Because it's like, what you mad about? You get what I mean? Listen, I know chicks like that, like, and that don't necessarily mean that they mad at the world or some shit like that. Sometimes it just be they face expression, so it's a turn off, right? But you catch them in situations where they in a good mood and shit like that, you see the beauty in them. Like, it's shit like that. Like, you get what I mean? I think that's what it is for Amber Rose. I think, it's not that she's not attractive. We just don't, a lot of people, me, myself, I don't find her somebody that I would, like, have a conversation with. Like, you get what I mean? I wouldn't want to meet. I wouldn't want to be around. Now, if you're just saying you just want to fuck her, yeah. I mean, come on. You're a fucked up, unattractive woman. You get what I mean? And she probably had the best personality in the world, right? You find her probably more attractive. You know what I mean? So, you just talking about fucking, yeah. She's still fuckable. I mean, you still would want to fuck her. You know what I mean? I wouldn't fuck her. But I'm just saying, like, you couldn't get mad at another dude wanting to fuck Amber Rose. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I ain't mad about that, but for me, I wouldn't even want to be in her atmosphere, her space, or anything like that. I don't want to be connected to her in any type of way. So, fucking her, if I, for me not to fuck her, to not even be in her space, I'm cool with that. Like, I don't need to fuck Amber Rose, you know what I mean? Give her compliments or how beautiful she is. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? She's evil inside. You know what I mean? So let's just move on.
Things of women these days. Yeah. Not with your parts.
You never had a woman like
they don't change your looks for me. They just change how.
Yeah, how I look at you. You still
It
still don't make it don't make you ugly.
yeah, it can.
It can. It make you not as attractive.
Yeah,
you might not be ugly,
yeah.
but I'm
But you
not
can
as
still
attracted
arouse
to
that
you
you
as I
can
once
still-
Some
was.
people could be downright ugly. I'm not saying her, but it
Tell you
can.
something. Neil Long could walk in here with a MAGA hat, a pitchfork. Did you
Right,
see that?
like even I said this before, right? Candace Owens is very attractive, right? Like she's not like a bad looking woman, but I wouldn't fuck with. Like her personality would turn me off. Like, and that's what I mean by like Amber Rose. Like her personality would be make me like, ugh. But I mean, you caught me drunk or something, I might fuck her. Like, you get what I mean? Like, it ain't nobody I'll be wanting to, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just move on. It was like, I think Lamont Hill said, you know, you bring Neil Long popped up in the room, she had a MAGA hat on, you still gonna want to fuck her. Yeah, it's Neil Long. You know what I mean? It's like Halle Berry. Like, come on, bro. You know what I mean? It's like some of them white racist women, right, that you see, they very attractive, but, you know, it's a turn off, right? Like, you listen, you could be a very good looking person, but if you have no personality and shit like that, it, you know, it's a turn off for a man or woman. You get what I mean? It's just a turn off. You get what I mean? Like, they just don't, you know, you could be the most good looking person in the world, but if you got a fucking nasty attitude and shit like that, and you know, personality, nobody will want to fuck with you. But if you caught a motherfucker off guard, they were drunk or something, high or something, yeah. You know what I mean? But you know, let's move on.
Yeah, I did.
She looks amazing.
Yeah.
Can we pay some respect to her?
Yeah,
She
we
looks
need like a Neil
she
Long
is
appreciation
black
for
chocolate.
it.
Hey, give me some fine chocolate that just never. She's good.
Oh yeah.
Kelly Rowland
Kelly
on that joint,
Rowland,
too.
Listen,
Shout out to you.
no lie to you, Angela Bassett, Kiki, Neil Long, and Kelly Rowland is some of the most finest chocolate black women you would like. They're just gorgeous. Like, it's not even like beauty can't even explain how good they look. They just gorgeous. These are some gorgeous ass chocolate women. They're just gorgeous. Like, honestly. You get what I mean? Like, motherfucking Angela Bassett, she like 60 something years old, bro. She look good. Like, good. Body still look good. The face, she look good. And Neil Long and Kelly Rowland and Kiki, they all in that realm of that black don't crack. They look good, man. Shout out to my brother Bell in the building. What up, brother Bell? But yeah, they do look good though. Kelly Rowland is fine, boy. She no disrespect to their mans and their husbands. No disrespect, but there's salute to y'all. Seriously, that's all I can say. Salute to their men. You know what I mean? That they got them gorgeous ass chocolate black women. Like, seriously, they are gorgeous. But anyway, let's move on. Yeah, we about to get into it. I really kind of don't know what she said, but I caught like a clip of it, but I don't really know what she said, but we gonna get into it. Let's get into it.
Oh, yo.
Yeah, shout out. Yeah, that Golden Graham.
Oh, you into that? You back into blacks?
I never not been into
Boy,
blacks.
I'm like, we got it.
Nah, we ain't playing the goofy joke.
Right.
I never not been into blacks.
Foggy, but they look amazing.
Kelly Rowland,
Beautiful.
Spring.
Alright, you want to go there?
You gotta be horny, nigga. You see?
And I never tell my kids they have to work 10 times harder because they're black. You have to work just as hard as everyone else, and if you want to be, better, You know, like let's say the NBA for an example. If you want to be like a real all-star, yeah, you gotta work harder.
Yeah.
But you have to work just as hard as everybody else. Your skin color in America is not.
Listen. To each his own of how they teach and raise their kids. Like my whole thing about that is I don't want to tell people how to raise their kids, right? Because all kids are not the same. All people are not the same, regardless of what color skin they are, right? Some people are more special than others. It doesn't mean that or gifted, right? Like some children, some people are just gifted. Right? It comes from above. Like, you get what I mean? It comes from the man upstairs. Like, it's not no, like, you get what I mean? Like, and you gotta understand, occupations are different too. Right? Like, or what occupation or what your child is trying to get into. Right? Of course you gotta work hard to be in the sports. You gotta work hard at that shit. Kobe is a prime example of that, right? God rest the Mamba. You know what I mean? His daughters was Gigi was very, very privileged, but he made her work. So yeah, I don't think I think when you get to a certain level or a certain type of occupation, right? Like especially if you're talking about sports, it's a mentality thing. And it depends how far you want to go to work, right? Like to be great, right? Because it sometimes it doesn't matter how much work you put in, you don't have that it, right? God ain't blessed you with the gift, right? You know, it's very it's a lot of athletes that work very, very hard, but they're just not gifted, right? Like they just don't have that it. Right? They're not gifted enough, right? So, but if you're talking about like getting in the work field and shit like that, that's a little different, right? Because you're dealing with a lot of children that have disabilities. They have, shit like that, right? So, yeah, some kids that have certain disabilities work a little harder too, right? But yeah, of course you make your kid work hard. Right? But the one thing about me is that I don't want to raise my kid to feel like you don't appreciate what you did work hard for. Right? Now, if my kid wants something, she like my daughter did the track and field shit, right? She did the state shit. I think she came in second twice and maybe third twice or something like that, right? But I told my daughter, I say, look, if you want to be first in these things, you got to work harder. You know what I mean? You got to put the work in. You got to get out there. You got to practice. You know what I mean? You just can't do it randomly when, shit come up, But the one thing about my daughter, I guess we raised her that way. Like, long as you put the effort in, I'm good with the results, right? I'm good with results, right? I'm good with the results, regardless of what place you come in at, right? But my daughter is very, very, like, we go in bowling and shit. Like, she very competitive and, she had to crying and shit. She get attitudes and shit when she not doing well. But, so now, she getting into the bowling shit. So now I'm trying to take her like every 2 weeks or every month at her practice. I mean, I bowl a little bit more, a little better. I mean, at a concert, you know what I mean? So you don't want to push your kid, but you want to allow them to accept that, sometimes you ain't going to win everything. You're not going to come in first all the time. You're not going to outdo everybody. Sometimes people are just better than you, right? It's a balance with that shit. You want to push your kid, but it's a balance with it, right? So, but far as, you know, different types of occupation and shit like that, yeah, it's much different than sports to me a little bit, right? But for her to pretend that like race doesn't matter, well, I'm not going to teach my kid like race, like you ain't got to work 10 times harder because of your race. That's bullshit, right? Like that's bullshit. Everybody knows that. Like, and the crazy part about it, she knows that, right? Like, black kids got to work 10 times harder. Shit, you ain't got to be a kid. You just being black, a black adult. You got to work 10 times harder than your white counterparts. You think, like, people be like, oh, the Mexicans and shit type people like that, the Chinese, they outwork us and, you know, they more educated. It's not that. It's that they work hard, right? They understanding that they got to work harder than others, right? Because of their race, right? Because you don't want to have no mediocre person, the kid, or, you know what I mean? But if your kid give they all and they work as hard as they can work to push themselves, you can't get mad at that, right? But to sit there and pretend that, yeah, black kids don't have to work 10 times harder to be great, yeah, they do. Yes, they do. You know what I mean? You tell that shit to all the great athletes that they didn't have to work 10 times harder. Yes, we gifted in certain shit. Yes, we understand that. But you can be as gifted as you want, but if you don't put no fucking work in, you're going to play like the average person at the Wild because you don't work on your shit. You're not educating yourself. Even with sports, people think it's just an athletic thing or just working out. No, you got to go watch film. You got to really genuinely watch shit. You got to be a student of the game. Or whatever sport it is. So that comes with some intelligence. We will be just, you know, but that like everybody ain't great though. Right? And sometimes a lot of that shit comes from work ethic. Right? You ain't got to be the most athletic person in the world, but if you put that motherfucking work in and you skilled and you got and your brain is sharp, you might can be one of the greats. Because you put the work in, you understand what you're not gifted in and what you are gifted in. You know what you do good and what you don't do good. But this whole notion that Amber Rose, listen, she teach her kid whatever, however she want to teach her kid or raise her kid, that's on her. Right? You know, I don't want to tell people how to raise their kids, but to sit there and pretend like you ain't got to work, your kid ain't got to work 10 times hard because of the color of their skin because they black, is bullshit. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? The world is very competitive, right? Society is very competitive. So if you really think about it, you have that already. What it is, the society is just competitive, right? Everybody is just competitive, right? Because society makes you that way, right? But then you throw on top of race and shit. You got a lot of mediocre white people in positions that they shouldn't be there. It's a prime example of it now. You know, with Trump is very unqualified, but you get what I mean? But if you got, you know, you got money, you got some status, you know, he don't have to work as hard. Barack Obama had to work extra hard, 10 times harder to be just say a good president, right? How to conduct himself. He didn't get, it was no scandals. They created bullshit scandals, but he didn't have no scandals. You get what I mean? And he understood that because he was black. So like this whole notion, she'd sit there, it's almost saying race don't matter. It's like, okay, teach your kid that. Shout out to my brother Game in the building. What up, Game? But teach your kid that. Go ahead. Because see, the thing is that they don't realize when you have a lot of these young black kids, they go out here and they get around on white folks. And their first reaction to racism, they don't know how to handle it. So they may go to the extreme, or they may get punked to the point where they get themselves hung, right? Because they don't think that these white people ain't gonna do this to me, you know, because race don't matter, right? You don't know your surroundings. It's like it's like being in certain environments. If you're not adapt to certain environments, you're not gonna be able to handle those environments. And a lot of it, yes, some of it has something to do with as far as financial, financial status, yes. But race is always an issue. Race is always an issue. And to teach your child like race doesn't matter, you ain't gotta work that hard, that 10 times harder. You just work hard. Like that's mediocre for black folks. Right? Like it's almost, especially if you want to be great. Right? Like you gonna have to work 10 times harder. Right? Because you know that there's other talented black children or people out here that look like you. So you know you're gonna have to work hard, right? Or extra hard. Right? Because there's a lot of talented, gifted black kids, right? And then on top of that, you got mediocre ass white kids that may have some talent, but they don't work hard. And they get in positions because of the simple fact of nepotism, right? Because they mom and daddy own this, financially. So yes, like this whole notion that she just saying that shit, it's weird. It's not weird. Listen, what Amber Rose said, she don't identify as black. This is not shocking to me. The problem I have with it is that these people are teaching these young black children this bullshit. That's my issue. But anyway, let's move on.
What the fuck? This is your part of the money, yo. So hold on, wait, real quick.
No, she said some more.
Oh, okay.
She said some more.
You think that's wrong for her to teach her children that she's saying that
I think
you should just work as hard as everyone else? That's
not what she's saying. So the second part of what she said, I agree with, and I've said up here. That first part, she sounds crazy.
You shouldn't work harder because you're black?
She's saying that she's not going to tell her kids you have to work harder than everybody else just because you're black. And she's kind of wrong in that.
You think even today?
I think
today in today's society, you still think that?
Yeah.
I just want to make sure.
First of all, understand it's different with these our young black kids a little bit, and that's the problem. I think a lot of our young black kids don't really get that because they're not growing up the way we had to grow up. And to be somewhat successful or be famous or whatever, they don't work as hard as they supposed to because it's much easier for them to make money, right? To get on platforms, to be famous. So, it's different now. I'm not saying that they don't work harder what they do. They're not working as hard as a lot of us had to do coming up, right? And it's not a knock on them. It's a reality, right? But to be great, yes, you're going to have to work harder than everybody else. You're going to have to push yourself to work hard. I don't give a fuck what color skin you are, but to be a black person, yes, you're going to have to work 10 times harder. Like, it's just, like, nothing's changed. racism is probably worse now because I like far as like people interactions with racism, right? Because a lot of a lot of racism and shit, people kept to themselves. The racist white people, they were scared to come out and say a lot of racist shit. They're emboldened at this point. They're using the First Amendment to be racist now. That's like the weirdest shit in the world to me, but I see how they trying to do it. It's not tricky. They're trying to trick people, but if I've been around a long time, so you can't trick me on that. I don't give a fuck about no First Amendment gives you the right to be evil. I'm sorry. This is what it is. And you're not going to change my mind if you say or stand by or be cool with people that are racist and then try to pretend that you're not. Like I'm past that. I'm not stuck on stupid in that way. So, but yeah, it is what it is.
I think that there's an uneven playing field for us, and I think that her second part is the part that I agree with on. You can still be great and be black. I'm not going to ever tell my kids that you can't accomplish whatever you want to accomplish as a black person in America. But cut it off. But the first part of that, she's wrong, and I think she might be wrong because she never experienced it. If you never experience,
first of all, listen. Even that part of it, yes. Even trying to be great, it's going to be hurdles there. You're going to have to work 10 times harder to be great. All that shit entwines, right? Like it all comes together. Like, so no, she doesn't make any sense at all. You're still telling the kid, you don't got to work 10 times harder to be great. Right? No, because of the color of your skin. Yes, you do. Like I said, it is talented kids out here, regardless of what color skin they are. These kids are talented. So they on the same level as probably your talent. So you're gonna work. You're gonna have to work harder than, regardless of what color skin the kid is. You're going to work. Your kid gonna have to work harder, right? They're gonna have to push themselves, right? But yeah, to be great, your black skin matter to be great. It don't listen. You can listen. We done seen the greats. Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer of all time. They tried to strip this man from everything, even in his death, to take away his greatness. So no, and we know Michael worked 10 times harder than everybody. Michael was that dude. His work ethic was crazy. Listen, it wasn't just black people talking about Michael Jackson is the greatest entertainer of all time. White people agree with that. All different races. That's that dude. That's the king of pop, nigga. That's him. So, and we know the work Michael put in, but look what they did. Look what they're doing. But they still want to tell us Elvis is great. Okay. So no, we can work as hard as we want to work, but we have to really watch our surroundings as black people to not get tripped up in shit. So our race do matter to be even great. So it would stop black children from being great if they don't understand or really comprehend that your blackness, hey, it can stop you from being great. Not because you're doing it, right? It's because the racists, people that don't look like you, can stop that shit. They can put black gatekeepers there to stop you from being great. So, this whole notion that we live in America, fuck out of here. Listen, my honest opinion, I believe this is the worst time for black children in America. Because they're not seeing the shit that I don't think they're going to see what I see at my age. Because they're not growing up the way we grew up. And it's a good thing too as well. But it's kind of a bad thing. Because we can't raise them like we got raised. And people be like, why can't you? Because you can't. Because you don't want to take their innocence away. You don't want to have your kids running around stressed out. Like, we be paranoid of racism. A lot of black people my age and up. Right? We paranoid of that shit. I don't want my kid walking around paranoid. But at the same time, it's a balance. You gotta kind of tell them. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. Look at that. Right?
And I don't know what her walk of life is. I do know that she was pretty all her life, and she started dating very rich men early on in life. And so because she did date rich men that were
rich black men. Rich black men. Y'all tell me in the chat, did Wiz Khalifa marry her? Because I don't think he did. I think he just had a baby by. Amber Rose whole being, how she is as a person is because she was raised in black culture. They just was dating. Yeah, he had a kid by her. Okay. Yeah, like this woman has never been married. And I'm not knocking women that don't get married and shit like that, but like the shit that she's trying to preach is bullshit. Because at this point, Amber Rose, you're a baby mama. Like, honestly. Right? Like just say like, all right, say you had you was dealing with a man, y'all now got married or whatever. Even if you got married and then y'all divorced or whatever, at this point, after you divorce, you're basically a baby mama. Right? And until you marry again, then you are a married woman, and you won't call your, like, I wouldn't never ever call my, I don't think I could call my, even if I broke up with her and I got married again, I wouldn't call my my wife. Now, it's just say we went together and we got divorced with her. You know, she my baby mama. Like, I wouldn't say no shit like that. I would say, you know, my child's mother. Like, you get what I mean? Like, I wouldn't call, I don't even like calling women that. Like, because it's almost demeaning women. Right? And you're demeaning yourself because you ain't nothing but a baby daddy. Right? Like, you get what I mean? So you like demeaning yourself and demeaning the woman that you had a kid with. So, like, I don't like that shit. But she's like, just going to nerd. She's never been married before. So, like, my whole thing of her just giving advice is like you don't know what a real relationship is. Like you can date, be in a relationship with somebody, like live with somebody, be with somebody, girlfriend, boyfriend for some years. That don't mean shit. Like, you didn't really fully commit. And some people like, well, some people don't believe in marriage. Okay, well, okay. But you can't be sitting out here giving advice to people then about marriage. Because you ain't never been married. Just because you see other people's experiences of it doesn't really mean you can give advice on that. Honestly. I'm just being real. I'm being honest. But anyway, let's move on.
experienced it, and I don't know what her walk of life is. I do know that she was pretty all her life, and she started dating very rich men early on in life. And so because she did date rich men that were multi-millionaires early on in life, she might have never had to face some of the adversity that a lot of people have to, especially in the corporate setting. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. So a lot of black women in corporate America are having to bust their ass 10 times.
Listen, and I'm not trying to demean Amber Rose in this type of way or demean strippers, but she was a stripper, so she kind of know a little bit. Amber Rose wasn't rich all her life or grew up rich, right? Like, she didn't live in wealthy neighborhoods and shit like that. Like, she know what the struggle is. She's part black. She know. She's just cooning. Right? Like honestly, what did she date with Machine Gun Kelly? But it's like kind of like you kind of dating like a white nigga or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, that shit didn't last either because the vibe was off. Because she not really in the white dudes. I'm just telling y'all. Right? Like, say Eve, right? Eve probably dated all types of black dudes. She might not ever dated a white dude. And then she go date a white dude, a little older than her, mature than her, and that's probably what she needed. Whatever, right? She might not ever dated out her race. Right? That's the first time she ever did it. She married the dude. Eve don't get that. You notice nobody really never get, like, she get that type of, like, motherfuckers get out on Eve. Like, Eve, love who you want to love. You know what I mean? She Eve. You know? But the problem with Amber is that you know the struggle. And you say disrespectful, anti-horrible black shit. And you got black kids. You got a black kid. That's what's so fucked up about it. And listen, that is dangerous for that black child when their parents is anti-black. It's very dangerous for that child because that child picks up those traits and that type of behavior, and then they grow up to start acting like that. Look at Herschel Walker's son. Look at that motherfucker. That motherfucker gay, black, and confused as fuck. He ain't know what the fuck to do. Let's move on.
More than their counterparts, so she can't make that claim because she's never had to experience that.
I'm always. I thought you were saying you disagreed, nigga. No. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, no, yeah. I was trying to flip the quote. Go ahead. I'm saying that I feel like I didn't look at it that deep, right? Surface level. So that's where I can go wrong there. But I'm saying I don't think there's an issue of somebody teaching their children to not put up a color barrier. I agree with that. Like, you'll go out there, bust your ass just like everybody else, and you can get whatever you work hard for. Sure. I mean, that's how she said that.
Listen, let me say this too. And I ain't gonna speak for all parents, but the majority of parents, regardless what race they are, they don't push their kids to be better or work harder because of skin color. Like, you get what I mean? Like, my daughter was out there running. I didn't look at that shit as she got to beat this white kid. I didn't, you know what I mean? I don't think my daughter didn't even think nothing about that. She just trying to do her best. Like, that's a kid. So you ain't gonna push your kid because of the race. But to educate your kid on these type of situations can happen, right? It's nothing wrong with that. People try to act like there's something wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. Now, we have to be, as black people, we do have to be very, very careful of just because kids interaction in a different race and it's a beef there. We got to be very careful, not, especially with our children, not to make that shit about race. Right? When I see parents get out of pocket and they go and do shit, like you had a woman flip the black kid over because the black kid was beating her son. You know, it's almost like you don't, like if you did now if you did probably did a deep dive into this woman's social media past or history, and we find out some shit she done said some racist shit or she done sided with racist shit, then we could probably look at that way. But when I first reaction to that shit, I just be like, these parents need to fuck, they out of fucking pocket, bro. But I can't be ignorant to or like not having this understanding that some black people will look at that shit as like why she gonna do that to the black child, right? I guarantee you this child has been into wrestling matches with white children and was getting his ass whipped, and she never did that. So it's that runs into black people's mind. It's not that we on some racist shit or we race baiting or we just always on race shit. It's just, why you do that? That's this time. Because I guarantee you this. Now, if I seen her do that to, or you know what I mean, to a white kid, then I wouldn't get mad at her. I'd be like, she's just out of fucking control. This mom is a fucking psycho. Her ass need to probably be banned from coming to these sports events with these children. You get what I mean? So, but yeah, but we do, as black parents, black people, we got to be very careful of every time something happens. It's always not about racism. It's always not about race. But, as black people, that shit, our ancestors' spirit be in us. And so we see what we see. It's a feeling too. You know what I mean? We can see the shit and feel it at the same time. Right? So, but we do got to be careful with that, especially when it comes to our kids.
Issue of somebody teaching their children to not put up a color barrier.
I agree with that.
Like, you'll go out there and bust your ass just like everybody else, and you can get whatever you work hard for. That's how
she said that. I want to ask, they don't have to work harder.
Yeah, but don't lie to your kids either. Right? Sometimes you can see it don't matter how hard your kid works, they're not going to be great in certain shit. And you got to be honest with your kid with that too. That's why I say you got to be careful that it's a race thing too, because your kid just may not be that talented. Honestly. But that takes a parent that understands that type of shit and educated, right? That understands the world in a way, right? Some kids just not talented, bro. Sometimes even when we see white kids that get advantages and shit like that, we say they mediocre is because of their parents putting them in positions that they shouldn't be in. Instead of telling their kid, you just not that great in this. You're not that great. You get what I mean? And so that's where the conflict comes in. But even with black parents, your kid may not be talented as much as you think they are. You know what I mean? They might not, they might not have that it. They might be good or very good, but they ain't like, what's the name in it? Like me, myself, listen, I'm a top driver, right? But I know it's not even about a race thing, right? When it comes to a lot of that shit. That shit is like, it's politics. It's who you know, who you kiss ass. And I'm just not that dude. So even though I'm a top driver, it's motherfuckers I'm probably better than, right? Probably better than. They get treated better because I'm not willing to kiss ass. I'm willing to stay in my lane, right? Like, you get what I mean? Like, I don't need that extra. I'm not kissing ass. That's just not what I'm gonna do. I get paid just like everybody else, but I don't need no special privileges and shit like that or be recognized for shit. I was seeing motherfuckers getting, shit, fuck was it? Damn it, going blank. Motherfuckers getting patches on they vests and shit, talking about top drivers or some shit, number one driver. I ain't trip off of it. Even though I know that none of these motherfuckers work as fast as me or better than me. But they kiss ass. Right? They kiss ass. The motherfuckers, they be out there longer or whatever. So they, and I'm not knocking what they do. You know what I'm saying? You do you. But I do me. I like to get off a fucking certain time. I still do this as much as the same shit that you do. Probably more, faster. But you kiss ass though. So you'll get some shit like that. Right? I understand. Like, for me, it's not even about being great at it. Right? I know that, honestly, I would bust anybody, any of the top drivers, I'll bust their ass. Right? I know that. I do it anyway, but I don't kiss ass. So, like, even though I do this and shit, I get recognized, you know what I mean? But not in the way that they do. And I don't hate on it. I let that shit be. I already know why you get shine like that. Because you kiss ass. You over there kissing ass. I don't do that. I mind my business. I speak to everybody. I do me. And I roll fuck out. I don't sit there. You get what I mean? But I'll be watching the motherfuckers. I'll be watching people. Y'all be like, yeah, man, and listen, let me tell you something. First of all, I know motherfuckers, it's rarely that people do what I do as much as I do, and get back as early as I do. When I see people getting back as early as I do, that mean they ain't had as much as I did. Right? But the motherfuckers I know that's top drivers that had as much as I had, right? They're not getting back the time I get back. I mean, these motherfucking niggas be literally out that motherfucker to 10, 12 hours. Not me. I may get home about at the 8 hours or something like that. A long day for me is 8 o'clock. Right? But nigga, I'm usually off by like 5 or 6 o'clock, bro. I'm on my way back to the job. So I'll probably get home. If I get off 5, I'm getting home about 6. Because you gotta drive from when you just say you get done at 5. Driving back, traffic, all that shit. Get back. It take about a good 25 to 30 minutes. Get back. Get back. You gotta clear your truck out, shit. Do all the little shit, manual shit. That's gonna take about 5-10 minutes. Then you gotta get out of there, take shit back, clean your truck out, go back in. That's gonna take about another 10-15 minutes. So you figure you spend about another half an hour. So it's like an hour. So by the time I leave the fucking job, just say I leave the job at 6, I'm gonna get home 25, 30 minutes maybe. Right? It depends how fast I'm driving, how traffic is. So, like I said, I'll usually be home early, bro. But we starting later now, and I'm still knocking shit out in 6 to 7 hours. Honestly, I'm usually done by 6 o'clock. Honestly. Like, and niggas be out that bitch all day, bro. They be out that bitch like 9, 10 o'clock at night, bro. I'm not being out there that long. And mind you, I still get paid for 10 hours. I can be out of bitch for 5 hours, bro, and I'm still getting paid for 10. So, nigga, I'm not being out there that late. And plus, like I said, my number one reason not being out there late is because I can't see at night. You know what I mean? Can't see shit at night. So I don't like to be outside at night. Driving and shit, especially driving, no. But like I said, a lot of motherfuckers, it's competition, right? I don't be looking at, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something that's crazy though, right? And it depends who the motherfucker is, the supervisor, whoever it is, right? Like I know black supervisors that call white people, they complain too much. Literally. Certain black supervisors, like, come, they be like, them white boys be complaining too much. Right? And then you got some that don't. But a lot of times, them white boys be complaining, especially the young ones. But they never call them lazy. They just say they complain too much. But if black people start complaining and shit about certain shit, say shit white people doing, you even hear the black supervisors, just like the white ones say, oh, he just lazy. That's all it is. He's just fucking lazy. They don't say that he just complaining too much. He just complaining. That's why I said race do matter. I didn't see this shit happen where I work at, so I know. I didn't see the white supervisors say that type of shit. I see the black supervisor say when it's a black person complaining about the same shit that a white dude is complaining about. They don't call a white dude lazy. He's just being lazy. Don't say he just complained too damn much. I'm just saying. Anyway, move on.
Children to not put up a color barrier. I agree with that. Like you'll go out there, bust your ass just like everybody else, and you can get whatever you work hard for. That's how
she said that I want to ask. They don't have to work harder than their white counterparts. Is what she initially.
Yeah, she is teaching her kids that they're black, right? Because some people be like, I'm not teaching you not to see no color and all of that stuff. And that's how I took some of that, and that I think is wrong.
Let me say this. If she's not identifying as black, can we just assume that she's not teaching these kids that they're black? When we know Amber Rose is a mixed breed, she's mixed with black, she's black, right? She look more white than black, but I'm just saying, like, and I don't think she looks that more white. I just think that she's light-skinned in a way, right? She's just more lighter. That's it. But we can assume that she's, and shit that she's saying out of her mouth and shit she hasn't been saying, and her being anti-black, we can assume that she's kind of teaching these kids that that they're not really black, right? Like, cause like she's not literally coming out saying you ain't black. She's doing these white supremacist tactics of saying you ain't got to work hard because you're black. You just as equal as the white kid. On a moral level, yes, but in real reality, no. In America, no. In real society, no. It's bullshit. Y'all heard about the little black dude went out there on a little trip with all them white people, and that nigga ain't come back alive. They actually gave up for trying to find him. Come on, man. They'd have been out there searching for Becky and all that. The black dude, yo, God rest that young brother's soul, man. People was saying black people was being racist and we race baiting. Listen, you heard white people. I seen white people on TikTok talking about black people need to. watch themselves around white people. You hear white people saying that. And they ain't racist. They just telling you, like, that's how racist some of their people is. They telling you that. This young boy, what was like 17? It's a kid, bro. Lost his life. Now listen, we don't know full fact what really happened. But for black people, you the only black dude out there and you don't come back alive as a black person, nigga, we gonna look at that shit very skeptical. Come on, man. Oh, the black kid didn't come back. Oh, he was the only one who was drunk like that. What? You know they all was fucked up, but he the only one ain't come back. Come on, man. First of all, if I'm with my friends and I know one of my friends fucked up, I'm a little buzzed, but I know my friend is real fucked up like that. Nigga, like he talking about I'm going on that boat. Nah, bro, if you going on that boat, I'm going on it. Or you come back with me. But at the same time, you're talking about kids too. Right? Listen, I'm not saying nothing. It looked fishy, but I'm not saying that some fishy shit happened. It just could have been a total accident. We just don't know. But as black people, we got to second guess some shit. We got to look at that shit from a black lens. He the only black dude, and he ain't come back. Everybody was fucked up, from my understanding. And he the only one fell off the boat, and nobody know what happened to him. Come on, man. Just saying. Let's move on.
You have, because there's systems out there. Either you teach your kids that they're black, or the world is going to teach your kids that they're black. They gotta know.
I was looking at it just like, there's no color barrier. That's how I looked at it. That's how I thought she was teaching the kids.
But there's a difference between saying there is a color barrier, you can get past it. There is no color barrier, and then there's like, I don't see color. Okay, like your kid,
I don't see color thing.
And everybody seemed to be responding to her as if she said all three of them things.
Listen, I think too, right? Like you gotta understand the difference between black people and white people teaching their kids about race, right? Or about color barriers and shit like that. Like the crazy shit about it, my daughter said something crazy, like, it was a white friend of hers or something. Oh no, a white teacher. And I don't know if she didn't say it to my wife, but she said it to, I think, my mother-in-law, her grandmother, or something. And she was like, yeah, and she's I forgot exactly what word she used. It was funny because my daughter, I call her a black white girl, right? She black, but she got like white people tendencies and shit. Like she, you know what I mean? Because she doesn't grow up around street shit, right? Like she doesn't grow. I didn't say street shit. She doesn't grow up around a lot of black people like that, right? Not like that because we all black and all her family and all they black. But she's just weird in this way. Like it's just weird for her, right? She was like, yeah, she said something crazy to my mother-in-law. It's like, yeah, my teacher is blah 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 name, and like she clear or some shit like that. And she says something like that. And mind you, we didn't like have this race conversation with her and shit like that, right? I don't think we even fully got deep into it now, and she's 10, right? But a lot of that shit she figured out on her own. She understands that it's different shades, nigga. You get what I mean? And shit, I seen the difference between my daughter behavior. Like when she was going to the private school, it was a little different. She was young, so that's why we called her a black white girl, right? But she goes more the public school shit, right? This last year, I think last year and a half. Hey, nigga, she come home with saying all types of shit, all types of slang. I say, where you learn that shit from? But her friends, they black, and the slang is from, come from the city around black people. So, she using shit, picking it up. You kid, like I said, your kid pick shit up. I had to check her one time. She said some real shit to me. Like, not real shit. She said some slick shit to me. I was like, what the fuck? No, don't speak to me like that. Speak to other kids like that, and don't speak to no adult. Don't say that shit to no adult. Oh, I'm sorry, daddy. Yeah, watch your mouth. You gotta check them. They're kids, bro. You know what I mean? And like I said, I don't like that my daughter's scared of me in a way, but I don't want her to think I'm her fucking friend. You know what I mean? Like any of my god kids and shit, nieces and nephews, they don't play me, bro. I'm not their friend, bro. I'm their motherfucking uncle. I'm their godfather. Like, you know what I mean? I'm a cool motherfucker, but I just, certain shit I don't play with. Be respectful. Understand you can't say certain shit to me or around me. Right? But yeah, but that should be like that. But I ain't teach her none of that shit. She don't grow up in the hood. But she started going to public schools and she started picking up language and shit. I'm like, what happened to you? Since you was, you know what I mean? But, you gotta let your kid grow, man.
There's a color barrier. You can get past it. There is no color barrier. And then there's like, I don't see color. Okay. Like your kid,
I don't see color thing.
And everybody seems to be responding to her as if she said all three of them things alternately. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I was trying to get a sense of what she was actually saying.
The clip.
The end part is the part that I think is. What was the end part?
The end part was basically her saying that she's not going to tell her kids, even though they're black, that they can't be great and that all of the things are not afforded to them in the world. Kind of is what she said.
And that's dangerous.
First of all, who the fuck is teaching their kids that they can't be great because they black? Like, you know what I mean? Like you heard Lamar Hill say that shit is kind of dangerous. And then on the other part, I think he said some shit. Let me go back because I don't want to misunderstood what he said.
Everybody seemed to be responding to her as if she said all three of them things alternately. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So that's why I was trying to get a sense of what she was actually saying.
The clip.
The end part is the part that I think is. What was the end part?
The end part was basically her saying that she's not going to tell her kids, even though they're black, that they can't be great and that all of the things are not afforded to them in the world. Kind of is what she said.
And that's dangerously close to saying race don't matter.
First of all, listen, I'm going to tell y'all some real shit, right? And it's maybe because my daughter got a disability in a way. But my daughter don't really give a fuck about materialistic shit. I try to buy my daughter materialistic shit a lot of the times. She don't be wanting that shit. Honestly. She don't want it. I don't like that. She'll say that shit. I don't like that. I don't want that. No. She like what she like. So I had to stop trying to push my shit on her or what I think she should have materialistically wise. Right? To the point of letting her like what the fuck she like. My daughter don't give a fuck about materialistic shit like that. So that's when it comes to clothes and shoes and shit. She don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Now, talking about electronics and shit like that, then yeah. I listen, I probably spent more on my daughter for his electronic shit than clothes. Like, honestly. Like, my daughter don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Honestly. She just don't care about materialistic clothes and all that shit. She don't really care. Like I spent money on her phones, iPads, computers, Xbox, that type of shit. Yeah, that shit probably cost me way more money than I spent clothes on her in the last 5 years. She don't give a fuck, nigga. She see shit that she like clothes wise, and that's what she rocking with. Right? It don't even matter. Be like, nah, you should, get that. No, daddy, I don't like that. Don't like that at all. I don't like it. And her shit is always about color, too. It's not even about how like the name brand of that shit. It's the color. She like the certain colors, and she like certain shit. I had to like take a step back from that shit. I understand when save my money trying to buy her materialistic bullshit. I bought a lot of materialistic clothes bullshit and shoes, and she don't wear that shit. I waste money. So I saved that type of money about her certain shit like that to when she want the electronic shit, that shit that really costs the money. You know what I mean? But usually kids you spend a lot more money on them with clothes and shit like that and shoes. Like, but my daughter ain't like that. So yeah, listen, every kid is different too. Right? Regardless if they black or white. Like, this is different. They special in their own way. Right? This is different. But to like tell your kid that, like, what black parent is telling their kid they can't be great? Right? Like, you get what I mean? Or what parent is telling them you gotta work 10 times harder to be great? Like, who's saying that? Right? Because of the color of their skin. No, they tell you, look, you got to work harder than everybody else. Like, listen, I don't know, maybe this bitch was in some pro-black houses or something. I don't know what the fuck she talking about. But anyway, let's move on.
I was basically her saying that she's not going to tell her kids, even though they're black, that they can't be great and that all of the things are not afforded to them in the world, kind of is what she said.
And that's dangerously close to saying race don't matter.
Because everything is not afforded for every child. It's not. Listen, your kid could be great at something, right? But if you financially can't help your kid to reach that greatness, then they may not be great, bro. They may not get to that point of being great. You know how many fucking times that people are great at some shit and it takes them twice as longer to get to just close to it because financially they can't do it? What's that? You seen it, Jack? And you peeping. I peeped it too. I heard it. But yeah. But yeah, man. Your kid can be great, but whatever it is. And if the money ain't there financially, you come from a certain type of financially background of people and they ain't got it like that, your kid may not see that greatness. That's very highly possible. We know as people that was in the hood that was just as great as Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all them niggas. Financially, nigga, they grew up in a certain type of environment. They didn't make it. Listen, and like I said, I'm a spiritual person. Listen.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I'll be quiet. Ain't nobody telling me. I'm a spiritual person. Listen, everything ain't for everybody, man. Just because your kid is talented in something and they might have that gift doesn't mean that they the ones that they gonna make it. Everybody ain't supposed to be that. God don't put everybody here for that. Right? Regardless if he gifted you with that. Because everybody don't listen. A lot of people, when you're young, you don't even recognize the gift that God gave you. And a lot of times your parents don't recognize that. because they going through their own struggles. So they could be fucking up your gift. It happens. I told my daughter, listen, I'm gonna do anything in the world that I possibly can to whatever you want to do, I do. Like, I'll try to make it happen. I tell motherfuckers like this. That's why I don't got a lot of friends. I can't hang out with a lot of my friends and niggas that I used to hang with and shit. I can't hang out with y'all, man. Nigga, my focus is on her. What she want, what she need. And I knew that before I even had my daughter, even thought about having a kid. I knew if I had a kid, this is the type of fucking parent I would be. And it ain't gonna stop because my kid get 18 and you know what I mean? That shit ain't gonna stop, bro. I'm not that type of parent. Let's move on. Shout out to my brother Talking in the building. What up, Talk? We get ready to get into some LeBron shit too. Don't leave, Talk. We get ready to get into some LeBron shit.
Her saying that she's not going to tell her kids, even though they're black, that they can't be great and that all of the things are not afforded to them in the world, kind of is what she said.
And that's dangerously close to saying race don't matter.
No, it's not.
I think it's close to it.
I disagree. I think that as black people, and me and Joe have had this fight, me and Corey have had this fight. I don't think that you should tell your kids that they can't be great. You can be great. Now, the hurdles that you might have to jump
never had that fight.
No, listen to what I'm saying. The hurdles that you might have to jump will have to be higher. I think when we start telling people that the systems set in place are preventative from them being great, I think that's a dangerous message. I think that's a dangerous message.
Well, that's a fact. That is a fact. And the system hasn't changed. It haven't changed. And even all the progress that our ancestors, a lot of us, you know what I mean, push for to go to combat the system, right? You see, they didn't took that shit away in 5 years. I'm sorry. Listen, it might ain't been 5 years. Shit, it ain't even, has it been 2 years? Like, they got rid of shit. Listen, respect to ish, like respect to them. I get it, bro. Right? But and see, this is what happened too. Like, when people don't understand, they're not really into politics. So they don't understand how this shit, you know, of gutting the Civil Rights Act. What they did with the harvest shit. Now you seeing, now the Asian people starting to feel the effects of it now. But you helped fuck that up because you tried to blame black people for that. Or why you felt like you didn't get there. Like, this shit was weird, bro. But like I said, you know, when you start attacking black issues, right? Or shit that we helped put in place, right? Because you think this just only benefit us, right? You come to find out that we didn't create these shits just for us. Our ancestors didn't just create these and push for these policies just for us. This shit had effects on all races of people, all genders, all minority groups. And now they're starting to figure out, oh, we thought this is going to hurt black people. Okay. Well, now you know. I told you, the one thing I like about with everything that's happening, regardless if I disagree with it or not, and I think it's cruel and harsh, horrible shit. People starting to realize we don't create policies, or black people don't push for policies, neither did our ancestors to push policies just for black people to benefit off of. This shit affects all of y'all. And y'all want to be anti-black all you want, go ahead and do that. Y'all seeing the facts? All them farmers, the white farmers, they didn't give a fuck about the black farmers was being, getting fucked over more than they were. And Trump came in that bitch and fucked all they shit up. Everybody shit, not just the black farmers, all they shit got fucked up. Now that it affects them, now they upset at Trump. No, but you didn't care about that black farmers wasn't getting their, wasn't getting the same that you was getting. You didn't care about that. You voted for motherfuckers. You thought, it was only gonna hurt black farmers. You couldn't find out that trade shit. I mean, that shit affects you. And it affects you 10 times more because you motherfuckers are been gifted these situations of having this land and shit. It's more of y'all to have this. Y'all shit is bigger than ours. So it affects y'all more than it affects us. But, like I said, hopefully this is a learning and a teaching lesson for white people. Hopefully, everything that black people fight for when we talk about is black shit, we're not just fighting for us. We don't just try to pass policy just for black people. Now, reparations is something different. But a lot of policies, that shit is to help everybody. Let's move on.
The hurdles that you might have to jump will have to be higher. I think when we start telling people that the systems set in place are preventative from them being great, I think that's a dangerous message. I think that's a dangerous message to send to your children.
I agree with you. I'm saying though, if she's saying that you don't have to run faster or jump higher,
she's wrong.
And I'm saying that's the part that's dangerous. Yeah, but that's dangerous because that race don't matter, right? To me. And I think again, there's a lot of privilege involved in that. The fact that she's racially ambiguous, and probably hasn't been black her whole life, hasn't identified black. She don't identify as black now, right?
Well, this is what Jocelyn smacked the shit out of her over on College Hill, and a lot of us was riding with Amber because the homie.
I like Amber. I know Amber like Amber. Yeah.
My problem with some of this is, hey, everybody raised their kids how they want. I'm not sticking my nose in nobody's household.
Factual.
What you put in the oven is what you end up getting out the oven. That's totally on you.
Right.
My problem with this is I only know Amber Rose from Black Spaces. See, I don't mind nobody being MAGA. I don't mind nobody with their own views. But why y'all don't never say it sooner? We know Amber
No. See, and that's the thing about Joe. And see, this is what I mean about people that are not really into politics. Right? Like somebody like me that does politics and I do this shit, I'm offended by what Joe's saying. Because he's talking about why they didn't come out earlier. Because it's a fucking drift. It's coonery. It's buck dancing shit. It's sellout shit. It's not because she all of a sudden assumed that this is what she believed. No. And I think somebody on this panel is going to speak on that, if I'm not mistaken. No, Amber Rose did this shit because of the fact. And let me explain something to y'all very, very clearly too, of what y'all don't understand. Right? Or what Trump is doing. And how all these people is drifting, right? To Trump, right? People will be like, damn, these motherfuckers just was. But the reason that you're seeing it is because they got criminal shit. They got some type of legal shit that they ain't gonna get from Democrats, right? Because the one thing about Democrats, you like them or not, I get in their ass too about certain shit, but they ain't giving no motherfucking Amber Rose no motherfucking pardon for what? To kiss their ass? No. Right? Now, Amber Rose was in trouble with the IRS, right? To the point that where she could have, DOJ federal charges type shit. So she's doing all this drifting, and it's the same thing with Nicki Minaj and a lot of these other Negroes, right? They're doing that because they know Trump is not going to do it right away. He's going to do it later on to where they're good. Like Nicki Minaj, she gonna get her citizenship. He gonna give her that. He gonna get her that shit. Everybody's like, look at Nicki and all that. No, he gonna get it to her. Now, he could fuck over. There's a very high possibility, 50-50, that he could fuck over. Put it that way. Now, they go even for Amber. They in legal debacles. That's what that is. That's why you see the Amber Rose and the Nicki Minaj's. A lot of these coon ass niggas, buck dancing and shit, selling out black people. Don't get angry about it. Understand that. Remember what they did. So when we get back to doing normal moral shit again, running the country on somewhat a moral level, don't forget what they did. That's my whole thing to talk black folks. Do not forget what Amber Rose did. I know it pisses you off. I know it angers you. I know it hurt. Even Nicki Minaj, some of these coon ass niggas, a lot of them. But just don't forget what they did. Because one thing about black people, we quick to forget what these motherfuckers did and try to move on because we in a good space and win. No, I don't give a fuck if we in a good space or not. They can't fuck with us. They sold us out when shit got bad for our people. They sold us out. When they supposed to stood on business, they sold us out. We can't forgive that or forget that. But anyway, let's move on.
Philadelphia. We know Amber from Kanye West. We know Amber from music videos.
Wiz.
We know Amber from Wiz. It ain't no white around. So cool, now you mag it out. And now
listen, I think she did fuck with Machine Gun Kelly. But like I said, it's like fucking with a white dude. A white nigga. Like, a white dude come from the hood. You know what I mean? Even though Machine Gun Kelly, and I keep telling people this, Machine Gun Kelly can rap. Well, he would try to take on that rock narrative like a lot of them white boys do. Look what happened, Nick. He's probably making some money, but the black community don't really fuck with Machine Gun Kelly like that no more. We used to. You know? When you denounce black hip hop, or you denounce the shit that helped build you, right? Because nobody. Okay. No, man, I didn't want to get too deep in that shit. And I don't want to shit on Machine Gun Kelly, but come on, bro. You ain't really like that no more. Black people don't really fuck with Machine Gun Kelly like that. And he probably can rap circles around a lot of these black rappers. But, that's why, if you notice, we don't bump Eminem like that, but we respect Eminem's skills. And I'm talking about the black community. We respect his skills. We know he is in that top 6 of best rappers alive, dead or alive. We know he up there. Because he respect the culture. But anyway, let's move on.
We know Amber from Wiz. It ain't no white around. So cool, now you mag it out, and now, yeah, you on your whole, I got it. But why not say it sooner?
But that
She would say,
But look, I'm sorry.
so she has said that she'd seen the light, that she was a liberal, that she saw the world a certain way, she was doing walks, all that stuff, you know, and now
Listen, let me say this. I'm not giving people a pass for that. All right, you seen the liberals, you don't think they know better than Republicans. I say that shit. But I don't go off to fuck with white supremacy and fuck with the Republican Party on nothing. Right? Like if you telling me one side is fucked up, but then I go on this other side, what's good over there? Unless I sell my soul. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Unless you sell your soul, that's the only way you can be over there fucking with MAGA in the Republican Party. Because you just said the liberals don't do shit. All this horrible shit, all the shit that I partly agree with you on, probably about 90% of it. Right? But then you take your talent, like you mean, you take everything that you, okay, I get that part with the liberals. But then you go over to a worse side? That shit don't make no sense to me. And like I said, they only going over there to that MAGA side, a lot of these sellouts, regardless if they black or not. But they're only going over there for the money. It's like even with the liberals, them corporate liberals, they only can make money when they side with types of shit of like what the right is. When they talk about, I'm bipartisan or I'm center. I'm a center liberal, like, you know what I mean? I'm a conservative liberal, like you get what I mean? That's the only way they can make money. So like I said, I don't fuck with those type of liberals. Right? I don't fuck with those type of liberal people. Right? Like, I'm not saying I wouldn't vote for them, but I'm going to bash the shit out of them, though. If they just I know they better than the Republic. Yes, of course. Listen, people might think I'm wrong about this. Listen, there's some fucked up liberals out here. Don't get me wrong. But about a good 80% of liberals, politicians, are way better than fucking Republicans, politicians. They just are. Everybody on that side is basically racist. They just are. They all going off of racist talking points. Like I said, anytime I hear a right-winger start talking about religion, I'm automatically turned off. Because at this point, I'm telling you how right-wingers think. They think if you're not religious like them or believe in Christianity, regardless of what race you are horrible. And if you read the Bible, you know that's not true. It was atheists in the Bible. And they was better than a lot of the Christians in the Bible. So, how they treated people. So, that has let you know the hypocritical of that shit. But anyway, let's move on. Getting way too deep on that bullshit.
But
she would say,
but look, I'm sorry.
So she has said that she'd seen the light, that she was a liberal, that she saw the world a certain way, she was doing walks, all that stuff, and now she said at some point, she saw the light, and now she sees the world very differently. She had a political conversion.
And I would say
when I hear
that's
that,
pretty convenient.
When I hear that, it's kind of my same take about billionaires not being for us. I think once you start playing around in certain rooms and getting around certain people, your ideologies change. And you start to adapt that.
Yeah.
So you could call it seeing the light. I call
No,
it.
I disagree with that. Right? Let's just say I hit the lottery, and I hit the lottery for 500 million. I'm in a different atmosphere tax bracket, right? That's saying money changes you, right? Which money does, right? But it's how much you allow it to do that, right? If you gave me shit, if I had the lottery right now for 10 million, I'm set for the rest of my life. I don't need all the shit that people need. Like, you get what I mean? Like, nigga, I'm taking that money. Listen, half of that money, let's just say I get the 10 million. Let's just say I had to tax all that other shit, right? I get 10 million. Half of that money is me opening up a business and helping the people. Literally. Half of that money, I'm opening up the business. I'm bringing jobs to my community. I'm in my community. That's my job now. I don't have a fucking regular 9-to-5 job no more. Not working. My job is to help my people. And I'm going to take that 5 million and I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do. Right? The other 5 is to make sure I help the people that's close to me. And make sure my daughter is set for the rest of her life. Right? Like, you get what I mean? Like, that 5 million is the, I always say this, I'll take $1 million. This is say 10 million. And I got that 5 left. I'm taking $1 million of that shit straight going to my daughter. That's that goes to our church. I got some shit for it, but I'm just saying that go into her shit. That money gone. That $1 million gone out the gate. That's her. The other $1 million is going to be for me and my wife. We gonna get that land that we wanted. That we get that house. You know what I mean? That shit that we wanted. We ain't gotta wait on shit. We just go ahead and get it. Right now, then the other $1 million. Look, babe, put $500,000 in your account, $500,000 in my account. Right? So that leaves you with $2 million. That $2 million is for me to help all the motherfuckers that fuck with me that's close to me. That's what that $2 million is for. But that other $5 million, that's to open up, get businesses and put businesses in the community to help my community. That's what that $5 million is for. So I never had to work again, which I wouldn't. You give me $10 million, I'd fucking never work. Give me $5 million straight up. I never had to work a day in my life. Fuck out of here, bro. People are greedy. They get that type of money and they get greedy. The problem is when you get in spaces with people and they keep telling you, you can make this and can make that. No, I ain't trying to do that. I want to just do this. You ain't got, no, I'm cool. If I got enough money to go fuck with that, I do that. But right now, I don't. I always tell people it's what you got in your bank account. That's what the fuck that's what you have. There's a whole notion of people talking about, motherfucker millionaire. No. You see how motherfucking millionaire people go broke. You think they got all this money. Look at Diddy, all that other shit. He had to do assets with this and do that. Nigga. But the one thing about Diddy probably got the money that he do got, though. Diddy probably worth a $500,000. He ain't worth $1 billion, but he worth $500,000. He probably got $500 million. Because he put a lot of shit in his mama name. Not in his name, his mama name. He was smart. Or was he like, nigga, Diddy was smart. I think Diddy at a certain point in his career, he understood that he was around criminal shit. Even when he was dealing with people that it wasn't supposed to be criminal shit, you think these people legal. but they doing criminal shit. And I think he understood that. And that's why people was like, oh my God, Diddy. You only talk about Diddy broke. Diddy ain't broke, nigga. He in jail right now, but he ain't broke. He ain't worth $1 billion. He's still worth $500 million. Fuck you talking about? I believe half of Diddy assets of that $1 billion was, houses and all that other shit, right? People he had businesses with and, they was partners with. So, but Diddy got $500 million. And his mama got that. And that's in her fucking name. And nobody can touch it. The way he set it up. Diddy was smart. So people talk all that bullshit about Diddy, nigga. Diddy was smart. I think Diddy understood, Anyway. Give me 1 second. All right, people, I'm back. All right, I'm sick of this Amber Rose shit. It's over. Let's get into this LeBron James shit. LeBron James. It don't look good out here for the King. It don't look good for him. It don't look good for the King. Don't look good for him. This shit don't look good for him at all. Oh, hold on. Is this it? Hold on. Stuff on my bro. Fuck with the Chinese chick. Hold on. Hold on. I had the fucking clip. Give me a second, y'all. Damn it. Damn clip. I had this shit. Fuck me. Let me see. Fuck. I had this shit. Oh, y'all heard about y'all boy Marcellus Wiley? Y'all talking all that bullshit. And y'all here beating women. Fuck out of here. Fuck that nigga. Oh, here it is. I think this is it right here. Hold on. It's right here. Hold on. Here we go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Advance, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We'll cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment. We'll give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. So today we got a great show. Let's get straight into it. So as you guys know, we've been covering this whole LeBron James free agency period, right? And if you listen to the mainstream media, they will have you thinking that, you know, LeBron left the Lakers on his own terms. He's in the power seat right now. Teams are trying to reach out to him and all of this and all of that. And I'm like, wait a minute. None of this makes any sense. All right. If LeBron had all of this demand in the marketplace, he'll be signed already. All right. He would have got a max contract. You know, the max contract.
Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. It was some LeBron. I think he did an interview a while ago before all this shit. Right. And he said some shit like, I'm not making a decision to stay with the Lakers or signing with whatever happens. He's like, I'm not doing that. I'm just going to go spend time with my family like I normally do, and I ain't going to make it till probably around August. Right? And let me tell y'all something. When he said that, my honest opinion, I believe that shit rubbed the Lakers the wrong way. Because the Lakers probably was like, organization was like, hold on, nigga. Like, yo, we're not sitting around waiting for you before the draft, after the draft, free agency, after free agency. We're not waiting for you all the way in August to make a deal with you. Like, that shit, like, when he said that, if you didn't pick up, like, honestly, like, think about that. Right? Like, LeBron is acting like I understand the numbers he put up. I get that. He's a stat backer. I told y'all that shit. But that shit don't always mean you win. And if you're trying to win, you're not going to keep fucking with a stat packer. Right? Listen, and you got to understand, we're not talking about, I heard like LeBron James talking about, well, they gave Kobe this and they gave Kobe. Yo, you're talking about Kobe and assuming that he can come back from that Achilles heel or whatever, right? They gave him that big deal. He was still 30-something years old. His mid-30s. LeBron James is be 40-fucking-2 years old. I'm 3 years older than LeBron. Fuck are we talking about here? And all them stats that he put up last year, right? He put all them stats up last year. They didn't win shit. When he was the man in the playoffs, all right, they beat Houston. Okay. You got a bunch of motherfuckers on that team. They didn't even have no veterans on that team. Kevin Durant, Uncle Jeff. That's it. Everybody else, they don't know how to win. They were saying this shit the year before. That's why they got KD. It still wasn't enough. And listen, KD is one of my favorite players, right? But I'm going to say this to say it. KD can't win without another superstar. He's a bona fide number two. He can put up superstar numbers at number one, right? But he's just not a number one guy. So it's going to be very, very hard for me when his career over to put him in the top 10. It's going to be very hard for me. I don't know if I got him at the end of his career. I get the stats. I get all that. I don't think he's better than Larry Bird. I'm just being real about that. Because Larry Bird is the second greatest small forward of all time. I don't got Kevin Durant better than him. Honestly. I don't like the mentality of Kevin Durant. I just wanted to put that out there. I don't like that shit. It ain't got nothing to do with I'm hearing that he going to Detroit. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I'm just like, yo, nigga, you're not a killer. Like, let's just be real about Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is not a killer. He's not a killer. You can't just keep telling, oh, I'm just out here to play ball. Nigga, fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here with that shit. Like, LeBron James gets away with all his stat backing and shit because he'll tell you, I'm about championships. I want to get some championships. And a lot of motherfuckers give him passes. And you got to give him a pass. At least he's saying he won championship. Kevin fucking Durant is sitting out this bitch talking about, I just want to play basketball. What? The fuck are you on, nigga? Just saying, y'all. Kevin Durant, listen. Him and Scottie Pippen is them niggas is juggling for number 3 for me. I don't got him over Larry Bird, nigga. I don't fuck what his stats is. It's like LeBron, yo. You don't give. You know these niggas ain't killers, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm starting to see more and more that Kevin Durant is much softer than fucking LeBron. KD, get the fuck out of here, bro. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, what I was saying too was, nigga, listen, he cannot say that to the Lakers, bro. And he just didn't say that to the Lakers. He was telling the whole league that. Like, y'all gonna give me my max because I'm fucking LeBron James. I'm the GOAT. I said I'm the GOAT. When we know more than half of the people in the league, past greats, fans, present fans, past, we highly disagree with that. More than half. Right? And nigga, you trying to like push your authority on like, there's one thing doing that shit to the fans, but it's another thing doing that to the fucking owners. And then their fan base. Nigga, hold on, bro. You listen, you LeBron and everything, nigga, but you 42 years old. Yeah, your numbers was all right, nigga, but you was third fiddle last year. Fuck out of here, bro. I'm gonna wait to August. Nigga, what? This motherfucker really thought he was the biggest shit ever. And he's still sitting around, he waiting around. And I'm gonna tell you a part of it, it's a team out there that's Golden State, they want to get him. They sitting in line. I heard some shit come out. They talking about they're not their folk. That's bullshit. They trying to do some bullshit. Listen, Golden State want LeBron James. They want him. And if they can get him, they gonna get him. Okay? What's the other team? What's the other team? Because they start putting these other teams in there. I know it's Cleveland. It's another team. Oh, Miami. Listen, Pat Riley don't like fucking LeBron James. Now, and I'm gonna be very honest about this. I genuinely believe Pat Riley don't fuck with LeBron like that, and Giannis don't want to play with LeBron. He really don't. Now, if he have to, he gonna do it, right? But don't think that when Giannis' time is up, he gonna stay there because he gonna feel disrespected. But anyway, so you got Pat Riley don't really fuck with LeBron and don't want him there, and then you got Giannis that don't want him there, and he come anyway. Because Pat Riley is not turning down if they can get LeBron James for $15 to $10 million a year. They gonna get LeBron. So you got that, and then you got Cleveland. Listen, how shit is being said, how it's looking. Cleveland is probably the only place he should be going. Honestly. And like I said, I told you, him to go play and go to State, you gonna watch those. Yo, it's Steph Curry and LeBron James, bro. You gonna watch that. And it's a good fit, I believe. Because you're talking about, and I believe that, my honest opinion, and I'm not being biased, I believe Steph Curry is more of a killer than LeBron. So it would work, honestly. So it's going to be some nice LeBron be number one. Steph ain't got no problem with that shit. Nigga, you hot, you get hot. But we all know that Steph town. We all know this Steph shit. We all know Steph going to go off. So, like I said, come on, man. So, yeah, it's only 2 teams he can go to. It's only. Nobody else want him, bro. They really don't. Unless LeBron go that bitch for cheap to some of them teams that Rich Paul was talking about, unless he go there for 10 to 15 million, that's the only way LeBron going to them teams. He's not going to Philly, and they're not giving him nothing over 20. I mean, over 15. They're not giving him nothing over 15. They're not giving them that. That's every team. You gotta think about some of them young teams that's just building their shit. They don't want this nigga coming in. You know what I mean? And he gonna try to bully them to get money too. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna want the 15. He gonna try to go for 25, 30, 40. He gonna go for that with them young teams. They're trying to rebuild and do some shit. Come on, man. Fuck out of here with LeBron. Anyway, let's move on.
That the Lakers should have given him, another team would have offered him that money by now. All the guys, the major guys have picked up, they've already been picked up. All the guys that are getting paid a lot of money, they've already been paid. Just today I heard that the Toronto Raptors and Kawhi Leonard are even in talks right now talking about an extension. So the guys that are going to get signed are going to get signed, right? But nevertheless, the media was trying to spin it. ESPN especially, they've been.
Let me say this. I told y'all, as a basketball player and the shit that LeBron does in basketball in the NBA, it's about a good 40% good that what he does, right? How he take control, how he does shit behind the scenes. But that over 60%, yo, that shit rubs those teams the wrong way. And then this nigga, and he uses the media, all that fuck shit. I love LeBron as a person, but as a basketball player, and the shit that he does behind the scenes and doing all shit through the media, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. And I can just, like, I'm on the fuck, like, and I'm never really kind of like on a fucking team, you know, because I know how they, you know, that bullshit they be on. But at a certain point, yo, this nigga is so bad behind the scenes. He's worse than them. Look how he acting. Yo, you 42, and you telling us that you want to win another, you want to win championships, you want to be a champion. Well, Well, nigga, you're not getting 25 million to be on a championship team. You're just not doing it. It's not happening. You're not getting 25 a year. You may, listen, if a team is so desperate, they may give you 20. But anybody that give him $20 million, they desperate. 15 and under. That's all he get. Nigga, you are a billionaire. You made $1 billion in basketball. We ain't talking about what you did outside of basketball. Talking about that money. We ain't pocket watching, nigga, but we know you made. Come on now. No, LeBron, we not trying to hear that shit. If I felt disrespected. You should. Because you did a lot of disrespectful shit. Like I said, as a Laker fan, and I ain't from LA, but I'm a Laker fan. I'm a diehard Laker fan. I've been a Laker fan since the fucking the 80s. Okay? Magic in there. Nigga, I didn't want you in LA. Even though Kobe gave you the stamp, I stopped being a Laker fan. And I love Kobe Bryant. God rest the Mamba. I stopped being a Kobe fan. I mean, I'm not a Kobe fan. I'm sorry. I stopped being a Laker fan. Fuck out of here, bro. And I love Kobe Bryant, nigga, but I couldn't get behind that bullshit. And I seen what he was trying to do. Went to LA to try to shit on Kobe, basically. And that's all he did the whole 8 years. Try to act like he was better. Goddamn fly. Big ass fly. Motherfucker try to act like he was better than Kobe Bryant. In fucking LA. And you brung one championship. Kobe brung 2 without Shaq. And you think your little Mickey Mouse bubble bullshit? Man, kiss my ass. Anyway, let's move on.
Lined their asses off for days, like 4 days. So we did a show on Saturday, and big shout out to Rick Bucher. And I think we probably got the most traction of this particular story on YouTube. I'm sure other people did, a lot of people did it as well, but on YouTube, I think we're the ones leading the way on this particular story here. And Rick Bucher essentially called out all the lies. He called out the lies to the point where now people like Shannon Sharpe are coming after Rick Bucher because he just told too much truth. And what you can't have in sports media, especially people on TV, is truth tellers. So we want to play what Rick said originally because this is what Shannon Sharpe was attacking yesterday. Take a listen to Rick Bucher's original comments that we played on the channel.
Commercial coming up.
Onboard new hires in just 90 seconds. Fill out a few details.
There we go.
Yesterday. Take a listen to Rick Bucher's original comments that we played on the channel.
All right, before I go, I do want to touch on the LeBron James situation because I've been wondering how this was going to play out ever since the Lakers acquired Luka Doncic and it became clear that they were ready to move on without LeBron unless he was willing to swallow a huge slice of humble pie along with a massive pay cut to stay in the Lakers uniform. How does someone who has
hold on, and time out. When they acquired Luka, everybody knew. I don't give a fuck who you were, what city you was from, whatever you ain't a Laker fan. You knew it was going to be Luka team. Everybody knew that. And then mind you, when LeBron James said some bullshit, I think it was like at the end of the season, he said he felt disrespected or he didn't feel appreciated. And I'm saying to myself, that's not the Lakers organization not making you feel appreciated. That's Laker fans. That's Laker Nation. You was never appreciated to us. This is Kobe town, nigga. That's how people looked at it. Listen, as a Laker fan, bro, nigga, that's Kobe. You're not, listen. It's Kobe fucking Bryant, bro. I don't give a fuck how many stat packing and fucking records you broke. It doesn't matter. It's Kobe Bryant. And you intentionally came to LA to try to tear down Kobe. And then we know what you was doing behind the media with your little media people. To tear down Kobe. Now all of a sudden Kobe ain't even top 10. Steph Curry is better than Kobe Bryant. Are you fucking kidding me? You out your damn mind. Listen, love Larry Bird. Nigga, he ain't better than Kobe. Fuck out of here. We know what Kobe did. We seen that shit. We seen this nigga play hurt. Listen, Kobe Bryant is probably the only player that we seen this nigga literally was broke down and was winning. He still was getting crucified, but still got him 5 rings out of all that shit. We watched LeBron James literally leave, create super teams, and still didn't get 5. And listen, and I'll be very real about this shit. If that bubble didn't happen, LeBron James would have never won no championship in LA. Actually, his time in LA would have cut shorter. He wouldn't have did 8. He might have did 5 to 6. He probably wouldn't have got that motherfucking 7 to 8. And like I said, the Lakers say, man, we got motherfucking Luka. Nigga, soon they got Luka, they moved straight on from LeBron. LeBron is overrated. I keep telling y'all that. He breaking all them records, all that shit, man. Stat packer, man. I told you about Russell Westbrook, same shit. I'm not knocking the nigga talent. I'm just saying he's not what y'all think he is. He's overrated. Think about it. Russell Westbrook was never the best point guard in the league. Even when he won an MVP, even when he was doing all the triple doubles, nobody was like, oh, he the best point guard in the league? Overall? Fuck out of here, bro. And I kept saying that shit about LeBron when he was putting his numbers up back when Kobe was doing his thing. Nobody considered this nigga the best player in the league. So now for people to sit there and lie and say, oh, well, he was doing this, he was doing that, don't mean shit. Tracy McGrady was putting up numbers too. Ain't nobody think he was better than fucking Kobe Bryant. They may say, oh, he was equal, but they ain't say he was better. So how the fuck LeBron can come and say, oh, he's better? And Kobe got 3 championships, and this nigga got scoring titles, defensive, all this shit he doing first teams, all this shit before LeBron James is even that guy. Or in the same atmosphere. Listen, all that fucking shit people try to say, oh, it's the social media. Fuck out of here. All that bullshit that people talk about LeBron. He was in the weakest conference. So if we shocked that he lost, 9 times? Oh, no, not 9, but he lost, 6 times in the NBA final? He went 9 times there. Like, are we shocked about that shit? He in the weakest conference. You talking about Kobe Bryant in the West. Fighting them beasts. And then when he do get to the finals, he fighting the best teams in the East. Every time LeBron James fought a lot of, when he didn't win, he was fighting the best in the West. A lot of the fucking teams he beat and he got them chips from, he won, was these niggas got, I ain't gonna say got lucky. What part is lucky? But they wasn't the best in the West. And you gotta think about it, even if they was the best in the West, nigga, they fought harder to get to the finals than LeBron did. They were fighting juggernauts. Listen, I'm glad the Knicks won. Love the Knicks, because I'm a big Jalen Brunson fan. Don't get that shit twisted. Yo, I'm not the biggest fan of Wemby like that, because he's still young. He need to grow. He got some bitch assness in him I don't like. But don't get that shit twisted, nigga. He was fighting against the West. The Knicks was fighting against the East. Get the fuck out of here. And no disrespect, I give the Knicks all their props. I'm glad they won. Listen, like I told you, I'm a big Jalen Brunson fan. I think that nigga is top tier nigga. But let's just be real. Fuck out of here. You out there fighting amongst the fucking giants in the West, and then you get there and you fight against one of the top tier motherfuckers in the East, and you all wore down and broke down, and you probably literally stat wise better than them as a team, right? Like on paper, like, you get what I mean? Wouldn't be all them niggas was broke down by the time they played the Knicks. They was sweeping niggas, had all this time off. Come on, bro. Anyway, let's move on.
LeBron, unless he was willing to swallow a huge slice of humble pie, along with a massive pay cut, to stay in the Lakers uniform. How does someone who has had the incredible career that LeBron has had make an exit that befits who he has been all these years? Graceful exits, after all, have not been his thing. I had to smile when it was reported that LeBron had informed the Lakers he didn't intend to play for them next year, as if the Lakers weren't already planning for that to be the case. But kudos to the Lakers for allowing LeBron to present it that way and preserve some dignity on the way out. The Rich Paul propaganda.
Right, because you listen, because you got to think about it. It's a media thing. So the Lakers probably would have looked at bad if they would have came out, and how LeBron controlled the media. It'll look bad. So they couldn't come out and be like, oh, we was all, nigga, we, like what he's saying is all right. Nigga, you kind of, all right, you saying what you saying, but nigga, if you don't come back, we good. We moving, we already thinking about moving. Nigga, when they got Luka, they was already moving on. When they signed Austin Reed and got his extension and did what he did, gave him his money, nigga, they always planning on moving on without you. They was not ever going to give you that $40-50 million. They wasn't even going to give you 30 a year, because they gave the Austin Reeves already. You know what I mean? So it's like, nigga, what? That's why I be saying to the LeBron James fan, y'all got to stop dick riding, bro. He was never going to get that money from the Lakers. He was never going to get that money. Especially when, and listen, and definitely when Luka came out and said, oh, I want Austin Reeves. He didn't say I want LeBron. He said I want Austin Reeves. Y'all got to get him. Y'all got to sign him. And the Lakers made sure they did that shit. I think it was Detroit or Brooklyn, and they offer some money, and Lakers like, nah, we got him. Come on over here. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. What motherfuckers don't realize too, or why Austin Reeves, because he could have got way more money. I'm gonna tell you why he went back with the Lakers. Because number one, he got a good relationship with Luka. Number two, he know that Luka, they probably had conversations. Luka probably told that nigga, hey man, there's gonna be some games you're gonna have to do you. You're gonna have to be that guy. But not with LeBron. You see how Austin Reeves played with LeBron? He didn't play that good, bro. And I told y'all this shit years ago. Over a decade ago. Listen, LeBron does not know how to play without the ball. And it's showing now, and I told y'all, it's because he never worked on that part of his game. It's not a good shooter like y'all think he is. He just don't shoot as much as y'all think he does. He's he shoot better than Kobe. Kobe take more shots. Kobe works on those shots like that. LeBron don't work on those shots. That's why you seeing now this nigga. He still got to go to that basket like that. Kobe had an all-around game. That's why everybody tell you that Kobe Bryant was the most skilled basketball player in history, even over Michael Jordan. Because that nigga worked on everything. Everything. LeBron James he's basic. And the only thing that's kind of him getting good numbers is because of the fact that, he's kept his body in good shape. God bless him. That's it. He ain't had no injuries. Like serious injuries like that. Excuse me. God bless this nigga. LeBron James. People get upset at me. LeBron James fans. Excuse me. People get upset at me. And I say, LeBron James is not in my top 5. I give you the reasons why. And you still want to keep fighting against that. It's simple. It's not complicated. His stats is there. Nobody's denying that. But what you want to ignore is all the fuck shit that he did to get those stats. And the shit behind the scenes and all that shit that he was doing to keep his name out there. Even in the social media era. He's doing it now. Rich Paul's out this bitch lying. Basically lying. Ain't no team is giving LeBron James... Listen. It's a slim possibility. They got to be desperate to give LeBron James over $20 million. But if he want to win championships like he say, nigga, you got to take 15 and less. You cannot guy talking about got to feel appreciated. Listen, fuck out of here. Lakers was going to probably give you 15. Like I told you, at the end of all that shit, I'm going to tell you why he don't feel appreciated. At the end of all that shit, when they got Luka, they let him know that was one of the things. But the other part was because he really came to find out nobody puts you above Kobe Bryant, bro. Not in Laker Nation. And I don't know why he thought that was going to happen. Never in LeBron James' career he has ever three-peated. Ever. And he had a super team. It was just Shaq and Kobe. And they three-peated with a bunch of role players. What the fuck are we talking about? That's why I be telling y'all downplay Kobe playing with Shaq. Get the fuck out of here. All right, Shaq was the most dominant player ever. And in the league, a lot of people say he was the best. But Shaq told you, I wasn't the best. Kobe was the best. I was just the most dominant. So you got the most dominant and the best player in the league playing with each other. And there was only two of them. And they didn't call each other to try to create some shit. Kobe, niggas thought Kobe wasn't going to be shit. But Jerry West, like, hey, nigga, yeah, he like that. And Jerry West got arrested, so he was right. That's what I keep trying to tell y'all, man. Kobe got treated like shit for his first 3-4 years in the league. He didn't get the treatment that LeBron gave. Everybody talking about, oh, well, LeBron, played with, this team and back organization and all that. Nigga, Kobe Bryant got disrespected for 3-4 years. He didn't start for 3-4 years. So a lot of that shit that LeBron has done for us accolades, Kobe probably would have did that way before him. So that's why people like me, as Kobe fans, and I don't hate LeBron, but as a basketball player, no, he ain't like that. Kobe is better than him. Talking about Michael Jordan played for 15 years, 13 years. Come on, bro. His stats is crazy. And imagine all LeBron James fans, you want to disrespect the legends that played with Michael and all them, to big up and put LeBron over top of everybody to prove a point. But you disrespecting legends and shit. Well, we know Kobe played in all those eras. He played in Jordan them era. He played in his own era. And then he still played in LeBron in them era. And was that dude. But they don't give Kobe his props. They shit on him, disrespect him. LeBron James fans, the fuck out of here. This dude been rigging the system to create super teams, and everybody just ignore that shit. But then try to tell everybody else, oh, he better than Michael and Kobe. He better than Magic. He better than Kareem. He better than Tim. Tim beat his ass more than anybody. Tim beat his ass more in the finals than Kobe. He didn't never get to the finals with Kobe. And Kobe probably would have busted his ass in the finals, most likely. Because he wasn't built like Kobe. Kobe turned that shit up a whole nother level when he got to the playoffs. Everybody want to keep bringing up that Phoenix shit. That shit wasn't even about what y'all thought it was about. That shit was about the criticism that he was getting. And the motherfuckers on the team that we know that team is trash. So to this day, we know that team was trash. Talking about, oh, they need the ball to shoot and do all. Man, get the fuck out of here. And we all come to find out Kobe real reason of not trusting these niggas or passing them the ball like that is because Kobe was in practice and he said these niggas don't even work hard. Of course they ain't gonna work hard as me, but they don't even work hard. You heard trainers and shit come out and ask Kobe, hey, why you be Kobe like, man, I ain't passing niggas the ball because they don't work hard. Fuck out of here. Switch Parker, they still upset. Steve Blake, fuck them. I'm not Steve Blake. the little Chinese dude. Fuck out of here. You niggas had a moment. Especially him, he had a moment. Linsanity, you had a moment. And you won shit after that. You ain't Kobe Bryant, nigga. Fuck out of here. Then we come find him and Melo had some little shit issues. Because he wasn't like that. He had a moment. Listen, if Kobe had me crying in some prices, nigga, that means I want to fight Kobe. Me and Kobe gonna fight. We gonna throw hands. Fuck out of here. Well, I know if I get too upset like that, I get to crying and I want to fight. Like we throwing hands at that point. Fuck out of here. You just stop saying you on these niggas on Kobe level. All right, I said they ain't never on Mike level. That Mike is Mike. But these niggas ain't even on Kobe level. And I'm sick of niggas trying to pretend, oh, LeBron, I don't give a fuck about all his accolades. The nigga a stat packer. Nigga sat here, he really genuinely thought that Lakers was gonna sit around and wait for his goofy ass. The fuck out of here. Talking about he felt disrespected. You should feel disrespected because you ain't like that. They treated you how they supposed to treated you. You ain't like that. You are overrated. And I know you LeBron James fans, I'm like, oh, you just hating on LeBron. I ain't hating on LeBron. I love LeBron as a person. But on the basketball shit, no. Nigga is, I ain't gonna say he trash, but he ain't what y'all think he is. He can never be in my top 5 unless he got 5. And think about it. Kobe lost 2. Magic lost 2. That's 4. I think Kareem lost 1 too, right? Michael ain't lose none. I think Tim lost 2. Talking about 6. It adds up. All them niggas I got in the top 5. All of them together that had lost in the finals, all adds up to how many LeBron James has lost in the weak ass conference that he was in. And niggas want to tell me how he's supposed to be greater, and he only still got 4. Give me at least 5, then we can talk about it. I still won't put you over Tim though, because we know how Tim whipped your ass. That's why when people be like, oh, Kenny, you ain't mad? They be comparing Tim. They was like, who had the best Tim or Kobe? No, I ain't really mad about that. Because Kobe tell you that. Kobe tell you we the one more if it wasn't for Tim and them. So if Kobe can say that, nigga, I ain't going to be mad about it. But we all know that Kobe Bryant was better than him. Come on, man. Fuck out of here. We all know Kobe Bryant was better than him. We not going to play those games, but we ain't going to disrespect Tim Duncan. If motherfuckers want to have a conversation, it's okay, it's cool. But come on, man. We all know Kobe Bryant was better than Tim Duncan. You know what I mean? Careers, I get it. But, overall, no. As a player, no. You know Kobe Bryant was better than him. Anyway, people, I'm out of here. Leave your comments, hit that like button, support your boy, Mr. OBL. Peace and love to the world.